providing you with a tad bit of a summary. So then, amidst her truism to wed Harvey, young lady, would you like to come on and do this show, this unscripted TV drama? This is when Mary tells her, for their bliss. That is a harmful relationship. Steve Harvey's caring family man veneer is unwinding as reports circle about serious claims of underage maltreatment that have sent shockwaves through media outlets. Also, his faithful fans report proposes that subsequent to acquiring care of his child, Winton, Harvey purportedly exposed his child to inconceivable demonstrations of savagery, including merciless beatings. He took my Winton from me. He turned my child against me. The tempest encompassing Steve Harvey's supposed underage maltreatment has arrived at a record-breaking high, uncovering a more obscure side that challenges his standing as a dedicated family man. Substantial proof appears to back these allegations, with upsetting subtleties of savagery against his child, Winton, becoming visible. Assuming I said something, they won't place me in prison for a considerable length of time. This unforeseen contort has caused swells all through media outlets and left his once dedicated fanbase reeling, with murmurs currently circling that even Harvey's huge abundance and impact may not safeguard him from the looming aftermath. His picture is disintegrating, and this time his cash and power probably won't buy right in the clear. The way that monetarily, my life is in a ruins, that is totally. Steve Harvey's past is ending up a mind-boggling trap of privileged insights, with every disclosure raising questions about the painstakingly developed persona he's shown for the world. The assurance of his subsequent spouse, Mary, to uncover this secret side to Harvey isn't just a severe ex's feud. She has an entire vault of proof highlighting his treachery and other sketchy ways of behaving during their time together. A dear companion to Mary shared her enthusiasm for divulging reality with regards to Steve isn't simply private. It's established in the prosperity of their child, Winton, with charges of Steve's abuse of Winton becoming exposed. It's unmistakable Mary's interest is driven by a mother's defensive impulses. There is no more fearsome beast than like a lady hated. While Steve's discovering that the most difficult way possible. This evening, Steve's ex, Mary Harvey, is irate and she's opening up to the world. In any case, it's not only charges of treachery or poor nurturing. The murmur plant is swirling about Steve's inconsistent treatment of his children. Sources indicate a nurturing style sprinkled with bias, frequently dismissing his natural youngsters. Inwardly, it's unfortunate to imagine that somebody in his situation with his assets could be so careless, remarked a source acquainted with the relational peculiarities. The story of Mary Lee Harvey and Steve Harvey is one that unfurls like a sensational screenplay. They originally ran into each other in 1989 at a shopping center in Arlington, Texas, where Mary was applying her exchange as a beauty care products craftsman. Flashes flew and the pair got hitched in 1996. For north of 10 years, Mary played the steady life partner, supporting Steve's vocation authority. However, as the platitude goes, all that sparkles isn't gold. Issues like cheating and an oppressive streak gradually worked on their association, coming full circle in a marriage disappointment. The aftermath didn't stop with their partition. Mary Lee Harvey, feeling misjudged and violated, took to YouTube to make her voice heard. There's no conclusion for me starting today. There was never any conclusion whatsoever. Utilizing Steve of treachery and physical and mental maltreatment, she opened up a Pandora's container that caught the public's consideration. Steve Harvey, feeling cornered by these scorching allegations, fought back with legitimate activity, demanding that Mary's cases were unjustifiable, and without confirmation, he recorded a claim to stop the criticism. It was his approach to saying that's it. However, that didn't quiet Mary, who kept on uncovering Steve making the separation an individual matter, yet a generally discussed subject. Popular assessment started to betray Steve, who was condemned for his indifference with regards to his young child, Winton, and the poisonous climate he had supposedly made got to know Mary. Anyone who interacted with Mary Steve was attempting to set a gag request against him. I don't really know. As though the show wasn't sufficiently sizzling, Steve's choice to take care of Winton fanned the fire, depicting himself as a legend, needing to repair the dad-child relationship. Steve's endeavors misfired breathtakingly. The allegations raised to him genuinely manhandling Winton, and he ended up under more examination, exacerbating things. The separation story that started in a Texas shopping center turned into an ignoble drama, worked out in the full glare of the general population with exciting bends in the road that keep on enrapturing. In any case, the story went off in one more strange direction when Steve Harvey was gotten free from the underage maltreatment allegations held up against him by his ex, Mary Harvey. Also, their child, Winton. What had occurred, as per Mary, Steve had angrily beaten Winton when he was 11 subsequent to finding out about Winton lying over his homework. Winton depicted a frightening scene where Steve attacked him with a belt and afterward an load up, leaving wounds on his butt cheek, thigh, and legs. It was no basic matter, all things considered. The specialist who analyzed Winton was worried to such an extent that he called the police to report the episode. Significantly more alarmingly, Winton confronted hardships peeing for a few days after the maltreatment. This heightened Mary's interests, giving her more motivations to disdain Steve. Still up in the air to see equity done, Mary prosecuted the matter looking for charges against her well-known exes. It just try not to issue. A buddy don't care a whole lot what you say. Yet, Steve Harvey's standing and impact appeared to cause the allegations to disappear immediately and inexplicably. No intensive examination happened. Rather than Steve confronting repercussions for the supposed unfairness and misuse, it was Mary who endured the worst part of the overall set of laws because of the separation cases, privacy, and the gag request. Mary ended up detained for 30 days. So she remaining in prison 30 days and afterward that 30 days I was extorted. For sure, the intricacy of Mary's circumstance is awesome, in spite of the obvious proof and the gravity of the allegations. Steve's popularity and notoriety appeared to protect him from investigation. There's something many refer to as first alteration, the right to speak freely of discourse. For what reason are we choking individuals so that not too far off as a social liberties extremist? I was unable to figure out it. The way that Mary was the person who wound up confronting legitimate results while Steve strolled free added one more layer of interest to this generally electrifying story. A win keeps on causing a stir in fuel discusses, passing on numerous to scrutinize the decency of the circumstance and can't help thinking about what different mysteries could in any case be covered up. So essentially, this man, Steve Harvey, the family man, permitted his better half, mother stay in prison through Christmas and New Year's. Regardless of the difficulties and apparently unfavorable chances, Mary has been persistent in her journey to deal with Steve. However, presently a promising sign is arising as social liberties dissident Essie Berry holds nothing back, aligning with Mary and diving profound into Steve's past. The proof they've uncovered could reverse the situation in support of themselves. Data that Essie have on Steve Harvey. Great time as we went ahead and crushed that like button. What's more, on the off chance that you haven't proactively hit buy-in so you won't pass up all the succulent tattle we have arranged for you. Until sometime later, keep those remarks coming and remain magnificent.